You're welcome to the locker room on Smooth 98.1 FM. It's a Monday and we've got Tega. We're good to go. Good morning, Tega.
Good morning. You say it's a Monday and we. Who is we? I've come again. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're waiting
because
for
Zibby
who's the
looks like
we.
she's looking for my trouble. All right. So, what happened this weekend? Deontay Wilder. I don't know why people are still boxing, Sha. But
Oh
we'll talk
no,
about him. No, it was not a
it was
kind one.
heartbreaking.
It was
Mm.
not a kind one. It was. We will get there. Also, in other news and great news this time, Simone Biles again becoming US champion. I can't wait to see her. So she qualified for the Paris Olympics, but she became, I think, 10th time US champion again. So this girl is not giving up anytime soon. I mean, think about it. Gabby Douglas, that was one of the um pioneer black girls in gymnastics. She had to
Yes.
pull out because of injury. And here is Simone Biles year after year, just delivering on the promise. So that was a great one to see early hours of this morning. It was all over the place. Safe to say she is the prize. I'm not going to elaborate any further than that. But we'll also be talking about another person that has done, another team that has done something great in their history. Real Madrid, very proud and arrogant people are going to call the station this morning. So let's get our humility ready for them because they won their 15th UEFA Champions League trophy, and the streets are not as quiet as they should be. So we're talking about Real Madrid. We'll also talk about the Euros because when we talk about people that are bragging about winning trophies, we have to talk about the British that are always bragging about it coming home, even if it doesn't come home. So we'll talk about the England squad today and more inside the locker room. Before we do all of this talking, Zibi, tell us how can we be a part of the morning show? How can we be part of the locker room this morning?
All right, you're listening, so that's the first step. But you can also send a message via WhatsApp 0809 4440981. You can tweet at Smooth981. And you can also catch the live stream. Yes, we're streaming live on our YouTube channel, Smooth981. Don't forget to subscribe. And not only can you catch the live stream, you can actually even post a comment on there. And for some reason, Tega loves the comments that come from YouTube a bit more. I don't know why. Yes, she
Yay, yay.
discriminates.
I love all the comments. Do not put me out there. All right, let's go. Omashe, let's start from the headlines because yeah, there's a lot of ground to cover today.
On the bill this morning, Alca has booked 55 rematch as Chung Forte reaches into French Open quarterfinals. Zile Zhang knocks out Deontay Wilder in fifth round of Riyadh bout as Real Madrid beat Dortmund to win record 15th Champions League title as Couture come back not on the cards, Belgian Football Federation clearing that one quickly. We can win it. We can win it. Trippier sets sights on England glory at the Euros as the young, unsure whether it will be fit for Euro 2024. Then this shirt is my skin. Fenerbahce unveils the special one, Morio. And
And
then
boy, is he aptly named the special one. See the crowd. We'll talk about that.
Mbappe signs Real Madrid deal.
Yay!
Yeah, that's their appropriate response. Yay! And then, all right, so let's start from the French Open and all the 3 a.m. finishes that have been happening at the French Open.
Carlos Alcaraz produced his best display of the tournament to line up a quarterfinal rematch with Stefano Tsitsipas at the French Open. Now, Iga Swiatek ramped up her bid for a third successive Roland Garros title with a 40-minute blitz yesterday. Disrespectful.
I kid you not. Where do I start from? Let's start from Iga Swiatek because I
Yeah.
mean it was a very quick one, so you might as well quickly get to it.
Okay.
She beat somebody in the fourth round of a Grand Slam. Fourth round means you've started to enter the business end of the deal. She beat somebody 6-love, 6-love in 40 minutes. 6 love, 6 love. Grand Slam 4th round. There's if I were the girl, I'd start crying from court. But the girl was really sober. She couldn't believe it. So maybe she did. She must have cried a lot in the locker room. But it was not a pretty one. And you have to say, ever since Iga Swiatek survived Naomi Osaka, she has been standing on business. She's like, nobody is going to get me to cry over a victory. I am not doing this anymore. And it's been swift. I will say it this way. When I saw that she was on court, I said, let me quickly, because she played when children of God were still in church. I was just like, let me quickly, we are coming towards the end, so I will still catch the tail end of her match. I came out, they started the next match. That's quickly she was in and out of the place. But yeah, it was a swift one, and it was a statement win. Also, Coco Gauff had a very quick game. She won her own match, dropping only 3 games. So that was equally swift. And then Carlos Alcaraz came on court with, it was an interesting match. But what it means is that he's set up after defeating Felix Auger-Aliassime. He's set up a quarterfinal with Stefanos Tsitsipas. Now, Stefanos Tsitsipas is pretty great on the clay court. And remember, I've said because of Carlos Alcaraz's injury that he's not my favorite to win the French Open. So this is the test he really needs to see if he's ready to defend his title. But also, other strange things have been happening at the French Open. And one of them is the complaints against matches finishing at 3 a.m. And for the life of me, I do not get why a match should finish at 3 a.m. If a player gets on court at 10 p.m., which is what Novak Djokovic and Lorenzo Musetti did, which is why they finished their match at 3 a.m., there should be like a cutoff. Once it's 1 a.m., everybody go to bed. So if a player gets on court at 10, know that they are only playing for 2 hours. But to mean that a player will finish at 3 a.m., after finishing at 3 a.m., he has to have a cool down, and then he must do his press conference that night. It's compulsory. So after doing his press conference, he will have to take a shower. By the time he gets into this hotel room, we're talking about 4:30 a.m. in the morning. It's already the next day. And then he has to come out for warm-up at maybe 6 or 7 a.m. How many hours has he slept? So it doesn't make any sense for the organizers to be leaving people on court. And so yesterday, they left Novak Djokovic on court till 3 a.m. Guess what? They had had a 4-hour gap yesterday with no matches because people like Iga Swiatek finished their match in 40 minutes. They now had 4 hours of people just loitering around the area like jobless people. And so the people are saying, why don't you organize this better? If you had stopped Djokovic's match against Musetti maybe at 1, which is pretty much late, or maybe at midnight, and they've rounded up at 1 a.m., then they could have, that 4 hours wouldn't have been a gap, wouldn't have been just dead air. It would have been an opportunity for them to maybe finish their match. And so the organizers have to do better. Instead of having all these late matches and 4-hour gaps during the day, just stop the matches and maybe 2 hours into the match if it's midnight, and then continue it in the 4-hour match gap during the day. So really poor organizing, but great matches all around.
All right. So we're moving on to the next story.
Yeah, Gile Zhang knocked out Deontay Wilder in the 5th round of their fight in Riyadh with an explosive right hook that floored his opponent and was drunk in punches.
I would say this, even before the knockout, Zhang came with a completely, I don't know what beef it was, because he didn't say, because he kind of has a quiet disposition, but he has a quiet disposition. He lets his fists do the speaking, as opposed to Deontay Wilder, who was saying, I'm going to deliver a Muhammad Ali kind of finish. I'm going to knock out like Muhammad Ali. I was just like, who is this guy? And what is this Muhammad Ali reference about? Actually, he got in the pitch. He couldn't do rope because the guy, Zhang, was beating him like thief. And then, no. It was not a good fight it was not a good night. It was not a good display. So far, the guys that we've been holding in high esteem for boxing, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. They've both had their behinds handed to them by guys that have been walking around in quiet disposition. If you had no other reason to fear quiet people, you have to now. You think Azang, they have given you reason. It was not, it was embarrassing to say the least. And if I were the Wilder, they have to pay me extra for that beating because it was unnecessary. But it is what it is. I think they're now getting to understand that, there are hungrier guys coming through the ranks. I think that's what it is. So there was a time that heavyweight boxing looked like it was dead and people were just boxing for points. That's what it was. People were, and it started with the Klitschko brothers. People started boxing for punches, so getting technical knockouts as opposed to the normal heavyweight boxing we were used to growing up in the 90s, where they would really, literally knock you out. And so there was those years where jabbing and taking their time. But the guys that are coming out this time, they want to beat you so that you rethink the rematch. You rethink whether you really want this belt. And that's what Zhang did to Deontay Wilder, unfortunately, on Saturday. But yeah, was not a good one. I don't think there should be a rematch. I don't think there should be a recovery. I think he should just be a, ringside commentator from now on. Just talk about, because since he knows how to talk, since he knows how to talk, he should just talk. Because when they beat you like that, what happens is it gives your other opponents a psychological edge.
Yeah.
Because now they're telling you can be flawed. I kid you not, it was not a.
It was painful to watch.
It was painful to watch. It was not look. I've said it, Deontay Wilder. I'm your friend. This is not me dissing you or anything. Just pick up a new role in your career. Ringside.
But you say he should give up, like he's done.
It's not give up now. It's not give up. You know how that song says you have to know when to fold
bow
up.
Out. Okay.
Just bow out, resign. Don't say give up. Giving up makes it look bad. It's not giving up. It's wisely walking away. That's or what should I say? Progress to another career. Anyhow you want to put it, but just make sure you don't enter the ring again because everybody is going to be watching that fight and getting the confidence to beat you.
Ooh. Sad stuff. You're still listening to The Locker Room on Smooth 98.1. We see some of your messages coming through. There is a lot more to come. We'll read them and, of course, go through more sports stories. Stay with us.
Do we have like boxing messages first?
Oh boy, I felt sorry for Deontay. I couldn't believe it.
You were watching, you watched it, Abi? They beat him. It was bad.
He aged in the ring.
They beat all the powder off his face. It was so funny.
I felt like it was someone I knew they were beating.
I've said it now. Two people I won't enter the ring with: Asians and Ukrainians.
Wait, I've never seen a Chinese man doing heavyweight boxing. I was like, so this guy, is he Chinese or something or what?
When he entered the ring, you should have known. Should be told, I actually thought so because I didn't know much of him, and even in the build-up, he wasn't talking much.
Underdog.
He wasn't saying much. It was mostly, in fact, because of Deontay Wilder that I even knew that something was happening. He wasn't saying much.
He lives in America, so I'm sure he speaks English. All right.
Oh yeah.
You're still in the locker room on Smooth 98.1. It's Omatseye, Tega, and Zibby. 8:31. We've got about, let's say, 14 minutes to go. I'm sure Tega will try to squeeze in a few more extra. But yes, it's the locker room. Let us know your thoughts. 0809 444 0981. We're streaming live on our YouTube channel, Smooth 981.
All right. Okay, let's go from the beating of Deontay Wilder to what happened at the Wembley, with all the stars shining and all the stars aligned.
Real Madrid withstood the Borussia Dortmund barrage to win the Champions League for the 15th time as Dani Cavaya and Vinicius Jr. struck late in a 2-0 win at Wembley on Saturday.
I would say this, that was a complimentary introduction to what really happened on the night. Because I do remember that as early as the game started, I was like, Borussia Dortmund is going to play this football brilliantly. They're going to create chances, and then Real Madrid is going to win the match. I thought 3-0, but I was just one goal off. But that's exactly what it is, because you can call it early barrage, but I don't think you call it an early barrage if Real Madrid allowed you to dominate possession. It's like if you're playing with your young nephew or niece, sometimes you allow them to beat you once or twice, then you beat them to teach them a lesson. That's exactly what Real Madrid did. Because yes, the strength in Borussia Dortmund's team was brilliant. They would knock the ball around. They knew where each other stood. Everybody knew their role. The defense was resolute. The midfield was quite expressive, and then you give it to forwards like Sancho, and Adeyemi to run all they like. Because they have nothing else to do but run. It's beautiful on the eyes, but to win the match will take an extra. It doesn't just come down to the tactics on the pitch. It's an extra character that winning the match can take. And so when Borussia Dortmund had chance after chance and they didn't put the ball in back of the net, you just kind of knew that this is what Real Madrid wanted. Allow them to play in the first 45 minutes. Somewhere when the second half starts, somewhere around the 60th minute, that's when Real Madrid usually wakes up. That's when the cock crows in Madrid. The 60th minute, and then from then on out, it's a Real Madrid game, and that's exactly what went down. So Borussia Dortmund, yes, they played brilliant football. They were pretty about it. It looked like they didn't show Real Madrid any respect, but when Real Madrid wanted to win, they won. I would also say though that the Borussia Dortmund coach may just have made a mistake, because I know Real Madrid may have won this match regardless, but he helped a little bit with his substitutions. Because when his substitutions came in, Borussia Dortmund was doing great using their wings, and then running at the Real Madrid defense and putting pressure on Real Madrid fullback so that they didn't have to come forward all the time. And so if the coach had any sense, he would recognize that their strength was in their wings. But his substitutions kind of narrowed the field. So he now tried to go through the middle instead of going through the wings. And what that did was release the fullbacks of Real Madrid to start attacking Borussia Dortmund. And that's how they exposed Borussia Dortmund defensively. So I would say his substitutions were part of the reasons Real Madrid won. But ultimately, I think if it came down to anything on the day, Real Madrid was always going to win. So congratulations to them. They've won their 15th UEFA Champions League. And Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, is already talking about winning the 16th next season. And who says they can't do that? UEFA Champions League is like their bread and butter. Once or twice they can drop in the La Liga, but that Champions League, yeah, perennial contenders. So just leave it for them. They know how to play it. With Don Carlo also becoming the most successful UEFA Champions League winner. And then to make matters interesting, all the stars were out, from Arsene Wenger to Jose Mourinho. If you were not at the Wembley, you are not a celebrity.
Klopp was also there. Klopp was. I caught a glimpse of Klopp somewhere in the stands.
Yes, look, former Borussia Dortmund coach. He was he also took them to the final. Lost to Bayern Munich, I think. So yeah, everybody, like I said, if you were not there, you are not a celebrity.
Well, for me, I've never seen yellow and black look this beautiful until I saw the build up in Borussia Dortmund before they even traveled.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful to look at.
It was beautiful. And again, when you look at things like that, you now start to talk about traveling within Europe and traveling within Africa. You understand why the EU is a better organization than the AU. Yeah.
We'll get there. Let's move on now to Belgium. Belgium want a solution to the impasse between their coach and star goalkeeper. But even after winning the Champions League on Saturday, Thibaut Courtois will not be called up for this month's European Championship the Belgian Football Association technical director, Frank, said on Sunday.
Which is their loss. It's a huge loss to them because Thibaut Courtois is fantastic. I said it when I saw the team list. I was like, even if I had a crippled Thibaut Courtois, I'm taking him to the Euros. But you have a choice of 3 goalkeepers, and then you can use your other 2 goalkeepers if Thibaut Courtois is not fit. But there's no way you shouldn't be taking Thibaut Courtois, except there's something else that's happening. It's not footballing reasons. And I understand that, yes, he did have a season-long injury. But even coaches like Ancelotti understand. I mean, think about it. Serial winners, Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho, they've said several things about this. I think Jose Mourinho's statement was even the most funny. He's like, I have a goalkeeper that has been performing great all season. Then I have Thibaut Courtois, who is fit and available. I will always pick Thibaut Courtois. Ancelotti did not even need to make a fine statement. He just showed us by picking Thibaut Courtois for the final, despite the fact that Lunin had a fantastic season all round. He is the goalkeeper you want. He has the height, he has the wingspan, and he has the skill. Except when he's facing Lionel Messi, but that's a different kettle of fish. Most in general, he's the guy you want. And so for the Belgian Federation to not even question a list that doesn't have a fit Thibaut Courtois, for me, is already questionable. And then after that UEFA Champions League, you come out to reiterate. Nobody's asking you. You are now trying to defend your position. It's witchcraft. There's something up with you. It's not footballing reasons. So it's their loss. They can say what they want is their loss. But then again, it's not like I expected them to go all the way. So I guess they're just setting themselves up for the failure that they anticipate that they'll get.
Let's see if it's any different in Netherlands, where Netherlands top midfielder Frenkie de Jong is not sure whether he will be fit in time for the European Championship in what would prove a huge blow for Dutch hopes in Germany later this month.
And that's contrasting fortunes. So, because Frenkie de Jong is a fantastic midfielder to have and an integral part of the Dutch national team. And so the coach is taking him and saying, should you be fit sometime during the Euros, you are playing. And you contrast that to a Thibaut Courtois, who is an integral part of any team he's been a part of. I mean, think about it. Even the Belgian national team, the defenders would be happier to have a Thibaut Courtois standing in goal for them than some new guy, because beyond his skill and all, his leadership, his authority on the pitch, they'd be very happy to have him. And so to say you're not taking him because he missed most of the season is ridiculous. And then to back that up with an official statement after he wins the Champions League, playing a key role in making several saves in the final, it's again ludicrous to me. So yes, I would say this: the Dutch seem to be making a more sensible decision carrying Frenkie de Jong, even knowing that he may not feature for them. And I understand it, because when you're a coach, you want to take your best pieces to Europe. So I'm sorry for Belgium. In fact, I'm categorically now rooting against them, all of them, to crash out very early. But yeah, I know what Frenkie de Jong means. He may not be entirely fit, but the Dutch coach is not taking any risk. If you're available to play 15 minutes, we are using you for those 15 minutes.
All right, let's touch base with something very special, and if this person is still special, if he still got the mic to start.
You've missed our bragging people from 6 hours away.
Oh, the bragging right. That's it. Oh, let's move on. England defender Kieran Trippier has backed his country to finally end their 58-year-old trophy drought by winning the Euro 2024.
Like I said, when the draws came out, when people started releasing their team lists, I think England has a great squad. And again, you have to understand that this is tournament football. Once you hit the ground running, you can pretty much plot your way to a trophy. So if you ask me, England has a great team. They have a plethora of stars. Jude Bellingham is getting a week off, but the confidence from winning the Champions League should be there. Harry Maguire is back in form, and say what you want about Harry Maguire, he does have his heart in the right place when it comes to playing for his club and his country. So it's not a bad squad. It's a squad that, given a different coach, most people will say they are likely to win the championship. I think a lot of people don't believe in Gareth Southgate, and that's why they won't say in the English are their strong contenders. But if you ask me, they're one of the favorites just based off of the players that they have and that they're taking to the Euros to win these championships. So I understand Kieran Trippier saying we can win it. Yes, they can. They do have a potential to win it, and the fact that they're in it means that they have the opportunity. Also, the question is, what kind of approach will they have on the day? And that's what has always come down to with this English team. I think they're in the right position, they're in the right frame of mind to get this trophy. But will they be able to turn that potential into a trophy? Is usually the question. So the confidence is there, the players are there. I want to say Gareth Southgate may just be there, but I, like many people, I'm a big doubter of Gareth Southgate. I think he's one of England's problem. So let's see how if the players take up the leadership and deliver the results.
All right, let's touch base now with Turkey, or Turkey, if that's what you prefer. Jose Mourinho told Fenerbahce fans, "This shirt is my skin," as it was presented as the new coach of the Turkish Super League club.
My goodness, he is really the special one. Some people will say, "Oh, Jose Mourinho is finished. Football has left him," or all the other cliches you see on social media platforms. But there is nowhere Jose Mourinho goes that he's not cherished. I mean, the Fenerbahce fans want to win, and in fact, they don't even care how they play. They just want to win. And if you saw the way the stadium was packed full, like there was a Taylor Swift concert, it was it was completely different. The crowd was loud. You think that there was a live match going on. It was a great entrance, and I understand Jose Mourinho when he says the shirt is his skin, because that's how he takes up every job. He'd go to Tottenham Hotspur and become their coach, and you think he's always been a Tottenham fan from birth. But such is his passion and his desire to win and to make a difference everywhere he goes. And he does make a difference everywhere he goes. Even in teams that you consider that he failed, he would have, I mean, think about it. Some people will say he failed in Roma, but he gave them their European trophy. So, and ultimately, he's the guy that comes in and makes a difference. And the fans were very happy to have him. So, still the special one, regardless of the fact that he's coaching at a team people will consider not one of the greats in Europe, Fenerbahce.
All right. Mbappe, Kylian, get in the bus. There is Tega. Have it.
All right. All I can say is that he has joined the winning train, because I think the day he even signed was even sad, because you sign just after they win the Champions League, your signing will be overshadowed by that Champions League. Yeah. They're still celebrating. So even these PR people did not do this thing well. You wait till like a week after. You be like, okay, after they won, the Champions League, they have now acquired a great prize in one of the best next-gen stars, Kylian Mbappe. That's the way you ride the wave. You don't announce on the back. You're now like in the shadow of the 15th UEFA Champions League trophy. But he's made the move. So let's see how it works out for him.
This is the fine place to pick up messages and Tega. Lots of them you've got. Padro Pio from YouTube says, "Mbappe to Madrid happened. He should know he has to win all the trophies available in his first season. They've won it all without him." And then Elke Aderuba says, "Please, I saw some sort of match that involved Nigeria yesterday. I'm confused. What was it about?" Tega, if you know, let us know. Well, then I've got
is he talking of the Trust Ekong charity match?
There was one game where they could not say they were still fighting with the national anthem in a way, sort of.
That's the Trust Ekong. That's the Trust Ekong charity match.
Okay. And then Abiodun Bisheson says, "With the stars aligning for Real Madrid stars over the weekend, it is not out of place to put the trio of Vinny Jr., Bellingham, and Mbappe in running for the Ballon d'Or, Juro." And it goes on. They are. Okay, and then let's go over to quick one. WhatsApp. This one here, Orob says, "This Urobo girl with a Urobo mouth. Before Deontay resigns, I want yourself and him to have a fight before he bows out. Let me speak Urobo for you." And then it goes on. Then he sends you a message there. And then Emeka Onelum says, "What Real Madrid is doing is totally unfair. Barely 24 hours after winning their 15th UCL title, They go and sign Mbappe, reminiscent of the Galacticos when they were signing all the global stars. So, what should other clubs do now? As for Jose Mourinho, he hasn't even finished eating the money he got from his last sacking at Roma. He has already gotten a new job at
I
Fenerbahce.
told people should dust your CV and go and be a football coach. I've told you people, become football coach.
AY is here, and AY says, when you look at how Dortmund played last on Saturday in the UCL final, you would instantly understand why they're never going to win the Champions League, especially against a team like Real Madrid. Dortmund lacked character, zeal, and precision with which reflected in how they were carelessly missing numerous clear-cut goal-scoring chances, and Madrid rightfully punished them for it. And Tayo comes up with this message. The Chinese fire is real and is written all over Deontay Wilder's face. I didn't even see his presser after the match. Man was dazzled for years. Congrats to Real Madrid. 15, no be small thing, but Dortmund were wasteful. Karim forgot to take his Abido Shaker fufu. After winning UEFA, the team went to church for dedication, and now they are plotting number 16. Dora the Explorer enjoying the final more than Arsenal. She's not even real. Shaking my head. Klopp went to the final to watch and relieve the loss. That's what we can see here.
And that is all the
All
time for
right.
the locker room.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning into Smooth 98.1 FM. Thank you for listening to the locker room. Thank you for all your messages. So we'll come your way again on Wednesday. It's bye for now.